Hey there, magical misfits. Brightwolf here, welcoming you to Wicca 101 for my fellow gay male witches. I'm excited to be your guide as we explore the mystical world of Wicca together. In this bewitching video, we'll chant through the basics, from Wiccan beliefs to rituals, tools, and spells. I'll be giving you all the tea from a perspective we can relate to as gay practitioners. Don't worry, I'll keep things fun too. Whether you're a baby witch or a seasoned Wiccan, get ready to snap up some new enchanting insights. And make sure to subscribe to join my coven/channel, we have a fiendishly fun time. Alright, let's jump on our divine broomsticks and ride this rainbow all the way to witchy wisdom. First up in our coven is what is Wicca? Well, my friends, Wicca is a modern pagan religion that celebrates nature, the goddess and horned god, and magical practices like spellcasting, herbalism, and divination. It emerged in the mid-20th century and recognizes duality and polarity in the universe. Wicca is all about living in harmony with the earth and its seasons. Moving along our mystical path, we come to a brief history of Wicca. This nature-based faith can be traced back to pre-Christian pagan religions in Europe. But Gerald Gardner is credited with reviving Wicca in England in the 1950s after antiquated witchcraft laws were repealed. Wicca spread and gained popularity over the coming decades. At the core of Wicca are some key beliefs. These include worshipping the divine goddess and god, living by the Wiccan rede to harm none, acknowledging the elements, and celebrating the wheel of the year. Rituals use magic circles, spells, and symbology to connect with energies of the universe. Living an ethical life is central to Wiccan practice. The Wiccan rede reminds us to harm none when using magic or taking any action. Karma and the threefold law also come into play, teaching us that all energy we put out returns magnified. The goddess and horned god are revered in Wicca. As moon goddess and solar god, they represent the feminine and masculine halves of the universe in perfect balance. Wiccans honor pagan deities from many cultures that align with the goddess and god. Stay tuned, witches, we still have so much to discover about sabbats, tools, divination, and more. But for now, hopefully you have the basics on what this magical path of Wicca is all about. Now, I gotta be real with you, as a proud gay witch, I think Wicca offers so much for men like us seeking a spiritual path. It's all about embracing sacred masculinity and our bond with nature and magic. No judgment, just learning to love ourselves as the goddess made us. Society doesn't always accept guys who are different. But Wicca helps us find power in who we are, strength from the earth, and meaning through ritual. Plus we get to slay negative stereotypes and live our truth. For me, becoming a gay Wiccan has been about feeling whole, healed, and aligned with the universe. It's a celebration of both the god and goddess energies within. So I hope this path offers the same self-discovery to all the gay male witches out there. Hey, there's a full moon, and the weather is beautiful, let's take this outside. There are forests an hour or so from here, but we'll visit that later. That's better. Now where were we? Oh yeah, now that we know the essence of Wicca, let's trace its fascinating history and evolution. Wicca has its origins in pagan folk traditions across Europe that honored the goddess, the horned god of nature, and the seasonal wheel of the year. These pre-Christian groups practiced rituals aligned with the land, cycles of life, and occult knowledge passed down for generations. When Christianity spread, these nature-venerating groups were condemned as practicing witchcraft. Their practices were driven underground to avoid persecution. But the wisdom survived secretly, kept alive in scattered covens clinging to the old ways. Centuries later, in the 1950s, the antiquated witchcraft laws were finally repealed in England, allowing the occult teachings to resurface. Gerald Gardner, now considered the father of modern Wicca, published books claiming he had been initiated into a surviving coven that passed down ancient pagan rituals. From Gardner's writings, interest in Wicca spread through the 1960s and 1970s, with branches crossing the Atlantic to take root in the US. Different traditions emerged, blending Wiccan foundations with Celtic mythology, Norse and Greek pantheons, indigenous folk magic, Eastern mysticism, and more. The common threads were honoring the goddess and god, living in harmony with nature, and practicing ritual magic. Now in the 21st century, Wicca has blossomed globally as people reconnect with the power of the earth, the elements, the divine feminine and masculine. For gay men like myself seeking a spiritual path, Wicca offers a way to embrace our sacred masculine gifts without judgment. By learning to intuit the energies in nature and in ourselves, we can do magic. There are many amazing gay witches sharing the path too. Teacher Orion Foxwood fuses Wiccan with fairy, conjure, and shamanic traditions. Storm Fairy Wolf brings a queer perspective to his Black Rose witchcraft. And Christopher Pinksack founded the inclusive temple of witchcraft open to all identities. Their work makes Wicca accessible and empowering for modern gay practitioners. Of course, Wicca also has its pitfalls, like appropriation of indigenous traditions and commodification of the craft. As a community, gay witches must uphold ethics and inclusivity as we recreate these old ways. There is so much more to unpack about Wicca's winding road through history. But for now, know that we carry on ancient earth-based wisdom in an evolving form to meet the needs of today's seekers. For me as a gay witch, I'm so grateful Wicca has its roots in ancient pagan ways that honored the sacred masculine as well as the divine feminine. Early pagan groups accepted gay members before many religions. While there have been missteps, rediscovering earth-based traditions through Wicca allows gay men like me to celebrate our place in nature and spirituality. The god and goddess welcome all identities and orientations when we practice the craft with wisdom and care. Our history is changing as we reclaim the power of the past for an inclusive future. Now that we've covered Wicca's origins, let's dive into some of the core beliefs that form the foundation of this magical path. At the center of Wicca is reverence for nature and the belief that divinity manifests in everything from the moon above to the earth below. The goddess and the god represent the divine feminine and masculine aspects in perfect balance. Wiccans follow the wheel of the year, celebrating the solstices, equinoxes, and other seasonal days of power. Living in harmony with the Earth's natural cycles brings us closer to the spiritual realm. Magic and ritual are core practices used for personal growth, healing, and manifesting goals. Spellwork taps into energies to create change, while abiding by the Wiccan rede, harm none. Karma and the threefold law teach that all energy we put out returns magnified. Wiccans invoke the four elements earth, air, fire, and water during rituals. We also acknowledge the directions, the watchtowers, and spirit guides that protect the magic circle. For gay male witches like myself, these beliefs offer a framework to connect with the divine masculine and feminine within ourselves and nature. By learning the craft, we gain skills to guide our energy and amplify our intentions. There are additional insights to share about Wiccan views of the afterlife, ethics, tools, and more. But this covers some of the essential beliefs for now. Next, we'll learn more about the Wiccan rede and ethics. Hey, let's road trip. The journey continues. Now that we've manifested an understanding of core Wiccan beliefs, let's illuminate an integral part of walking the path, ethics, and the Wiccan rede. Harm none, do as you will is the key moral guideline for witches. It means take action with love to avoid causing harm. The rede teaches us to wield magic and power conscientiously. Some translate it more strictly as do no harm at all. But the moral is to think through potential consequences before acting or spellcasting. Don't impede others' free will or rights. Karma and the threefold law also shape Wiccan ethics. They suggest all energies and actions we send out return magnified. Doing good multiplies blessings. But curses come back 3 times over. This keeps us mindful to handle magic and intention with care. The craft must heal, empower, and align with the goddess grace. We can influence energies, but cannot fully control the weave fate spins. Beyond harm none, ethics come down to moderation, honesty, learning, celebrating life's mysteries, and leaving space for others' paths to unfold. Walking a moral path brings self-knowledge. Now I don't proclaim to be high priest, but here are some perspectives from this gay witch. First, harm none means all beings, including ourselves. As men who may face oppression, we deserve loving care too. Second, the rede is about mindset. Will this spell nurture or diminish? Choose wisely. Third, know your intentions. Is it coming from love or ego? Sit with it under the full moon. Fourth, listen to your intuition, coven mates, trusted guides. We're all growing. Fifth, leave judgment behind. Tend your own garden first, before tending to others. Our ethics grow as we align with the god and goddess within. Next, we will discuss pagan deities and the god and goddess. Look, we've arrived. There are 2 guys I want you to meet, Connor and Sam. Connor is very knowledgeable.
Hey, well met. I am Connor, and this lovable guy here is Sam. So, Wolfie here says he wants me to talk about pagan deities and the god and goddess. Be happy to help. Let's get started. Now that you've gone over Wiccan ethics, let's meet some of the pagan deities and divine energies we can connect with. Grab a cuppa and get cozy as we invoke the gods. The horned god represents untamed wildness, the forest, sexuality, ecstasy, death and rebirth each season. He awakens the sacred masculine within. Some names for his aspects are Pan, Cernunnos, Herne, Loki, Angus Og and the Green Man. He has 3 phases of life: the warrior, the lover, my favorite, and the father. Is everything I look for in a date. The radiant triple goddess embodies the moon, intuition, creativity, birth, growth, wisdom and mysteries of women. Her maiden, mother and crone phases align with stages of life. She appears to us as Hecate, Diana, Gaia, Ceridwen, and the Morrigan, changing. She is ever-changing but eternal. As Wiccans, the horned god and triple goddess are our central deities for ritual and connection. During Sabbats we honor their seasonal dance of polarity and duality. We can also work with gods and goddesses from various pagan pantheons. Norse deities like Odin or Loki, Celtic gods of the forest, or Aphrodite's loving magic in Greek myths. The craft is quite flexible. Choose those that call to you. Perhaps a guide appears in meditation to offer lessons. Divine energies flow through many wells. The key is finding the right cup for your lips. For me as a gay witch, imagining the gods as metaphorical energies to model our own natures after can be empowering. The horned god teaches us to be wild and unashamed. The goddess, to be caring, fierce and nurture community. Their tails are gateways. There are infinite faces the gods wear. But the horned god and triple goddess give Wiccans an eternal dance between strength and beauty to attune ourselves to. Next, Sam here will explore Wiccan. Holidays and Sabbats and sacred days when magic is afoot. The gods walk beside us. We need only set our intention to connect.
Afoot? Who says that? Sam here, well met friends. Now that Connor, my love, has made us familiar with some pagan deities, let's explore the Wiccan holidays known as Sabbats. The wheel of the year is sacred to witches, marking the season's ever-turning tide. Let's begin with Yule. Yule, on the winter solstice, is a time for renewal as the sun's warmth grows. We light candles in the darkness, decorate trees, and honor the horned god's rebirth. Pass the figgy pudding. Imbolc in early February is when we welcome spring's approach with Brightwolfand. Time for divination, candle magic, and wearing crowns of flowers. Hey Connor, don't forget to spring clean. The spring equinox brings us to Ostara, which celebrates fertility and bloom. We color eggs, weave wreaths, and dance in honor of the maiden goddess. Hair today, gone tomorrow.
Really?
Beltane, our lusty May day, marks full-on fertility with flower crowns, poles, fires, and couples leaping in passion. A Sabbat for lovers and defending our rights merrily. At the summer solstice Letha, light reigns at its height and the Oak King's power grows. We adorn ourselves in flowers, observe herbs' potency, and rolled in meadows marking midsummer. Lammas or Lugnasad is the first harvest of August. Time for gratitude, bread baking, and blessing crops. We honor the Celtic sun god Luff and feast on seasonal produce. Don't squash the fun.
Oh, help me goddess.
Everyone's a critic. The fall equinox Mabon brings the second harvest and humanity's interconnectedness. We offer apples, make wine, and practice balance and mindfulness. A time for a steaming cup of equality. And now my personal favorite, and I bet yours, that's right, I see you, yes you, I see you out there. Samhain, Halloween, Wiccans remember ancestors and commune when the veil is thinnest between worlds of the living and the dead, reality and mystery. Robust with magic, divination, costumes, and honoring those who crossed over. Get spirited. Okay, sorry, no more puns. The wheel turns, igniting our witchy wisdom anew each spoke. Next you'll explore casting circles, altar tools, and incantations with your sexy host here.
Alright, you are gonna make me blush. Well, Connor and Sam, we're taking this show on the road. Thanks so much for your help. Love you both. Would you look at that? Sorry, I lost track of time. Well, I have some witchy errands to run and life to live, but join me soon for part 2 of this Wicca 101. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you won't miss any of the action. Remember, as always, live in love and light, and I will see you soon. Blessed be.